Dan and Brooke, I can tell you, my heart is still racing and my ears are ringing from these different scenarios. So what would you do if you found yourself in an active shooter situation? And as you can imagine, it has been quite the day for Tucson police. 8 hours they have been searching for these suspects. I just arrived around 5 minutes ago, and luckily I was able to catch up with the sergeant as he was leaving the scene. He did say that details are very slim at the moment, but what he did tell me is that this is considered a suspicious death. If you have any information or have been a victim, please call South Tucson Police or 88 Crime. In the meantime, Chico has a special message for the person responsible. And as you can see behind me, it's still an active scene. Tucson Police said that they received several calls around 4 o'clock about shots being fired near BK's Tacos. They train and they train hard. They face the worst case scenarios and put their lives on the line. But not everyone is cut out for it, but determination that can overcome any wall or obstacle. It's called the smash and grab. What they do is they smash the window and then they grab items. Now this couple specifically grabbed cash. They even took a purse out and some golf clubs. Now mind you, this happened in broad daylight. It's an outcome no family ever wants to hear. The skeletal remains that were found last week here in the desert in Picture Rocks had been identified as Sarah Galloway. So Sam, you tried once and then you failed. You tried twice and then failed again. What kept you going to try 3 times?
I knew that that's where I wanted to be, and once I send my mind to something, not much can get in my way.
So firefighters have those calendars, but guess what? So do these canine officers. Blitz has been so patient. He's been such a good boy for this whole hour that we have decided to award him, Priscilla, with this burger. It has bacon on it. Well, the message is simple. Just be truthful. Right now, we live in times where tensions are very high and we're doing things or saying things that we normally wouldn't do. And that's exactly what happened here yesterday in Drexel Heights. Right now, it continues to be 10% contained. And as you can imagine, some of these people, this fire is literally in their backyards. So they are planning for the worst and hoping for the best. It's a very busy morning for first responders here in southern Arizona. Behind me, this wash is where a man drove his car through and got stuck. And that's when he had to be rescued. 'Tis the season for pumpkins here on Mount Lemmon. No, it's not what you're thinking. It's fire season, and these pumpkins are key to fighting wildfires. 'Tis the season for Christmas shopping and presents being delivered. But that can all change when the Grinch walks up to the door. The start of a brand new school year for students at TUSD and Sunnyside, and students are really excited for the first day of school. Is this your favorite one? I mean, they're all gorgeous. I mean,
this is as good as it gets. Would you like to hold it?
I don't know. How do I hold it? Is there a special place, a special way to hold it?
Can you feel how heavy that is?
Yeah.
There's some
I don't know if I trust
gold.
myself.
There's some serious.
But I do have good news about little Hendrix here. We were just told that his mom is here to pick him up. So again, he was one of the little guys that got away during the fireworks.
So essentially what we want to do is make our ranks more representative of the community that we're serving.
TPD wants residents who love and care about the community so much they want to serve. But there's one requirement. You must be a woman.
The goal is to get 30% women in our sworn ranks by the year 2030.
Assistant Chief Monica Pueto says that's the goal of the 30 by 30 initiative. Right now they have half of that goal. Let's put it into perspective, shall we? Fewer than 20% of police officers across the country are women.
Which we have a lot of work to do.
But she tells me a plan is in place, starting with shooting down misconceptions.
Policing is all physical when in fact it's mental and interpersonal.
So who are they looking for? Well, women. Like you and me.
So policing is a great career for women because it relies on the strengths that women already have, such as communication skills, the ability to multitask, the ability to be an empathetic listener, and then just problem solving.
This is without a doubt a male-dominant career field. However, we have a lot of females who are extremely successful.
Officer Francisco Magos has worked alongside women officers for 15 years. and says they bring what men can't.
Some of the women officers, they are able to relate more to certain people that we may deal with on a daily basis, and not just victims. Some suspects, some witnesses, they bring their own skill set just as any other police officer does, and we can use those to our advantage to help us be a better police department.
Just like Assistant Chief Pueto, who never imagined she would join the force 22 years ago.
For me, it was a matter of finding someone that's relatable, right? Somebody that you can look at and say, well, if she can do it, I can do it.
She's a perfect example of opportunity. She's one of the highest ranking females, and the department is committed.
They train and they train hard. They face the worst case scenarios and put their lives on the line. But not everyone is cut out for it, but it's determination that can overcome any wall or obstacle. When you think of a SWAT team, most think of individuals who are tough, strong, determined, and usually men. Pima Regional SWAT has all that and Sam Sanders.
I don't see myself as female with all these males. It's just an operator on the team.
A bodybuilder, a rodeo cowgirl, and a SWAT deputy. Some little girls dream of becoming a princess when they grow up, but not Sanders. She never saw herself wearing a tiara, tactical gear. Now that's more her style. But the road to SWAT has been a process.
You have to come out and do the obstacle course within a certain amount of time. If you make it past that, you do a firearms qualification with your handgun, and then you do different scenarios that involve just basic patrol type scenarios, and those are pass-fail. If you get past those, you get to go to an oral board where you do an interview, and then you also have like an executive review where they look at your personnel files and talk to your supervisors and things like that.
Sanders SWAT supervisor, Sergeant Derek Ogden, says the selection process is very difficult and you don't always make the team on your first try.
And some people, when they don't make it the first time, they take that personally, and for whatever reason, they don't ever try again.
So Sam, you tried once and then you failed. You tried twice and then failed again. What kept you going to try 3 times?
I knew that that's where I wanted to be, and once I set my mind to something, not much can get in my way. So I would have kept trying. If it took me 18 times, I would have kept going. Those failures were kind of a blessing in disguise. Maybe I wasn't mature enough at the time. Maybe I wasn't physically or mentally ready. And God was just telling me I needed a little bit more time to prepare myself. It's
very difficult, and it's designed to be difficult for a reason. No matter age, sex, height, weight, the standard is the standard. It's a very tough standard, but everybody is held to maintain to that standard.
Sanders says she isn't given any slack being the only female and is supported by the entire team.
They've helped get me to where I need to be, whether it's with my shooting, physically, or just tactics and stuff like that. They're my big brothers, and they treat me like their little sister for sure.
Sanders has learned a lot from her failures and says that no matter what you face in life, just keep pushing and never give up.
Turn your weaknesses into your strengths. Just have confidence in everything you do.
If you have the confidence and what it takes to follow Deputy Sanders' footsteps, just go to our website, kvoa.com. We'll link you from there to the Sheriff's Department. Reporting in Tucson, Allie Potter, News 4 Tucson. Operation Stone Garden is a federally funded program that protects the public and saves lives. It's designed for local, state, and federal law enforcement agencies to work together. News 4 Tucson spent a day with deputies as they patrolled one of the busiest smuggling corridors in Pima County.
They've located a suspicious vehicle that may be related to one of our detective unit's cases. So we're just going to meet with them real quick and get a little bit of the information, try and coordinate with their agency and our agency and confirm whether or not their vehicle is related to one of our cases.
Sergeant Derek Ogden is one of 3 deputies patrolling the 3 Points area. A Border Patrol agent met up with one of the deputies to tell him a helicopter spotted an abandoned vehicle on the Tohono O'odham Nation.
Find a staging area there near the scene. The other person, please come back here, guide us in.
And the search for 89-year-old Robert Crewball, who had been missing since August 4th, came to a sad end.
Border Patrol was able to flag down one of our deputies who was working on a stone garden operation. Our deputy responded to the vehicle and found the remains of the missing 89-year-old man inside of the vehicle.
Deputies who volunteer for Operation Stone Garden are paid by Homeland Security.
Would be underserved. And we use federal funding to provide overtime service to those areas that we would not normally get to as frequently.
The day before the 89-year-old was found dead, deputies working Operation Stone Garden in Avra Valley came across immigrant border crossers.
This person had been lost for about 8 days, and in conversation with this person, we learned that he had been separated from his friend, and he believed that his friend was in emergency distress. Our deputies went out into the desert area and were able to locate this person who was in serious medical condition.
The sheriff has received criticism since some say they're helping Border Patrol enforce immigration laws.
I've been very clear in my position that we are not engaging in proactive immigration enforcement. We have neither the authority nor do I have the inclination to do that. There are about 4,000 Border Patrol agents in the Tucson sector. I have about 500 deputies to patrol 9,200 square miles. I don't have the ability, and we don't have the authority to engage in proactive federal immigration enforcement.
What Operation Stone Garden does do, according to deputies, is protect the public.
We're out there simply to enforce, prevent, deter any kind of state and local crime that takes place in those areas.
I really appreciate the fact that they are out here.
And 3 points, Allie Potter, News 4 Tucson.
16-year-old Martine is your typical teenager. He goes to Sunnyside High School, has a lot of friends, and loves LeBron James. But his life changed forever on December 16th.
Martin Huerta and his friend were driving quads down West Valencia when they were tragically struck by a vehicle.
Car came straight, hit us. It was a big accident, really rough, a lot of injuries.
Just by chance, Chance Barnes was a few cars back and jumped in to help.
Martine's pants was on fire, so I had to, I ran up and helped him put it out, and then told everybody to get out, made sure everybody was out of all the vehicles, and pulled everybody back along the barrier so they, in case any of the machines blew up.
Martine's right leg had to be amputated, but thanks to Chance's heroic efforts, Martine got a second chance at life.
When life knocks you down, you have to find a way to get right back up and just be strong. You're gonna be the same, it's just new things.
Martine will get his prosthetic in about 3 months with the help of Encompass Health and Rehab of Tucson. They've partnered with Hanger Prosthetics to help amputees like Martine get back on track.
Care with the rehabilitation, with all the therapies, and then we also fit them with an artificial prosthesis or a leg. The fact that he's young and everything that he's gone through, even though pretty devastating, I think is fairly bright. He's very motivated, he's come a long way, and he's very excited to keep going.
Martine says he finds strength through support from his friends and family. He hopes to use his story to help other amputees. And since their chance encounter, Chance and Martine have stayed in touch and are planning to get together soon.
I just hope they can find this little booger.
Marilyn Chico from South Tucson Housing Authority is talking about this man. Between May and June, South Tucson police have received around 20 reports of vandalism, and there could be more. Police Chief Manuel Amato says the damage is consistent.
It generally consists of a large rock on the windshield or a large rock through the front door.
South Tucson Housing Authority was one of the locations hit by the suspect.
Whoever is doing this has got such a strong arm. He should be a shot putter. He was able to go through the bars at night, break the window, and actually cause a hole in the wall on the other side. Now that's some power.
Some of the incidents were caught on surveillance video, and now South Tucson police need your help finding the vandal.
It appears to be a Hispanic male between 5'7", 5'9" tall, medium build, dark clothing, with white tennis shoes. The tennis shoes are pretty obvious in the surveillance video.
In some cases, the same vehicle was victimized more than once, leaving the owner to pay for it.
That's why we have the security fencing. We've got security lighting. You've got to punch in to get into the building. Everything's secure except for the vehicles. So, and that's their only means of transportation. You can't drive it if it's got a broken window.
Chico says this has our residents on edge.
They're frustrated. They are scared. Because if somebody is walking around doing that, what else is this person capable of doing?
If you have any information or have been a victim, please call South Tucson Police or 88 Crime. In the meantime, Chico has a special message for the person responsible.
Why are you doing this? Why are you hurting our vulnerable people? Stop it, please. And if you've got that good of an arm, try out for baseball. You've got a heck of a pitching arm. Do something positive with it.
Reporting in South Tucson, Allie Potter, News 4 Tucson.